Good evening, dreamers. Hello and welcome to High Road, Ischydonian Nights. We are going to have quite the adventure tonight. So, buckle up and brace your braces. You wouldn't want your teeth poking out from under your lips. Ah ha ha.
Okay, you pointed out, not me. I'm like, are you trying to sound like a vampire? Because I feel like you usually open like this. Like you usually open like
What?
this. I
No,
can't
what?
tell that you
This
were
how he
crying
always
this
opens up
time.
the
What?
stream. What are you talking
Whatever do
about?
you
No,
Yeah, what?
legit. He just like usually opens like that. I'm like, huh? It's October. This is fitting. And then like, is he trying?
You see,
And then he did that bit.
listen, okay? Never accuse me of trying, alright? I'm phoning it in at every possible juncture. Hello and
That's what I
welcome.
do at work.
The Ischydonian Knights Arc of High Road. Welcome to us to a kind of a Greeky province where they have rumors of vampires going on. Last time on, the party arrived, did a little wrestling to help a dude and his wife to be find love.
Oh, well, this
I
is
mean, yeah, very thematically appropriate. And you guys arrived in the capital of one of the two provinces of Ischydonia. You met with the charismatic leader, or you met Eliana Kirkos, and her harem of thus far 3 people, and they have hit you up with the details and handed you seals of absolute authority to handle this matter in her name. And you were expected to discreetly go around, figure out what's up with the vampires, and oh my gosh, Kitty! And take them down. The ringleaders need to be killed or captured. The others can be, dealt with however you want. And yeah, I think that that's all of the immediately pressing matters that I can honestly think of from last time, unless anybody has anything they'd like to add.
I like to add that I cannot connect to Foundry.
Fuck, is anybody else having trouble?
There's a new
I'm in.
link in Discord. Make sure you use that link and not the link
The old
from
one?
like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, cool. That's why. Thank you. I was just using the pinned ones. That's why.
Yep.
How do I use? How do I bookmark things? My goodness.
How to bookmark things.
Oh, there you go. What?
Hello, how old are you? Did you not grow up with computers?
I've never had to bookmark anything in so long.
Indeed.
What did that fall under?
So our heroes find themselves as night falls in the luxurious marbled palace known as the Sunrise Palace. So named because this little sunrise room is perfectly aligned with the rising of the sun. Hovered by anyone. We will also give Kabancho an actual assigned token so that we don't continue to have this problem. Update token, prototype token, assigned token, boom, done. Alright, everybody has like their correct amount of dark vision right now, right? That might actually be hard for you to...
Yeah, I was like, the whole place kind of just looks it up to me right now.
If you look up your token's vision, it should be under dim vision. That is our...
I thought he was saying specifically. Yeah.
Wait, Lee, you're talking about our token vision, right? Currently?
Right now, the whole place is lit up.
Yes.
Also, is...
You know what? That's a great point. Hold on. Night falls. All right. Now this should automatically make it the other kind of light, right?
For people without dark vision, should the dim vision be set to 0 or 5?
I think I've been giving you 5, so let me throw 5 on Lumi. Does she not already have it?
Yeah, they get 5.
She
so
doesn't.
that it's not like pitch darkness.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's working.
All right. I'll just throw out that. Oh, and Lumi's health bar doesn't hover when I mouse over her. I'll fix that too.
Oh,
So
yeah, mine also disappeared.
I have a question for everyone. You guys have rolled up to a very nice and expensive palace, and you are again in the halls of leadership. What are you guys focused on learning anything here in particular, or are you guys just getting ready to go over what you know and head out on your journey? Additionally, you know that literally on the same plaza that you're at right now, there have been mysterious, like dark clouds forming around the ground during the day and night, and it's causing a bit of a row. So, do you want to check that out? Sock Fiddler, fly by on your way to Snooze Town. Thank you so much for the sub. Yeah, and let me just be sure that I'm fixing that properly when I'm okay. Yeah, and Tento's resources.
Enemies multiplying.
To hovered by anyone. Tento. Apply. Dude, we're looking real serious. Yeah, we're just like putting stuff on stuff. Actually, it's not that big deal. But we're all very serious people here. At a very serious time. Hold on, your spell say you're. Oh shit, that's not actually drawing off of your AC. That's why I'm always wrong about your AC.
Whose token are you talking about?
Tento.
Tento's AC is also fickle because it depends. His AC raises, I believe, if he's dual wielding or not.
Yeah, that could have been it, but we got you all done up. All right, so you find yourselves here at the Palace of the Sunrise, and in the company of Eliana Kirkos. She, has brought forth, lots of wine, grapes, olives, dates. You know the drill. Everybody is feasting and having a good time. Several other Ischydonians are present, and people definitely notice that you're here. But nobody's like taking particular note. Because it's just not that uncommon that you have guests, basically. Also, they have lights in this palace because, I mean, it's not a dark age in Ischydonia, so, yeah. You guys, after several courses and a lot of fruits and juices, people come and people go. The guards have stood watch, and it is again just you and Eliana and her compatriots. Himari continues to glare at you all, not very friendly, definitely looking you over tightly. Tomas seems to forget himself easily in drink and party, and Woby Salt is not an easy person to read. You could make an insight. Eliana Kirkos, she's loud, she's boisterous, she likes to eat, she likes to drink, and she likes to have a good time, but she never slips up the auspice of leadership, and she never feels... She's on the I could have a beer with her level, but she's never on the common folk level. And everything about her has just a bit of grandness. Not quite enough for the average person to call pretentious, but there's definitely some pretensions there. Yeah, they bring some meat for Lumi.
Aw, such great hosts.
So yeah.
What are we able to do from this point? What are our choices again? Sorry.
So Eliana invites you. So, you have enjoyed my hospitality, and you are now officers of my realm. I entrust that you are going to handle this matter with discretion. We should not communicate too frequently or openly. However, do feel free to reach out if you need help. Tell me, what did you still need to know? And to review here, as a reminder even, last time on, you know that she believes that everyone killed in the Spring Games were part of a particular faction, proponents of the League being granted trade charters in Ischydonia. The League is a trade league. It's a powerful merchant organization. And her son, Damien Kirkos, in the city to the south, she offered might be able to help you with more lore of, the ancient Dagorians. He's studying in a city in Dinamoros. And yeah, so there have been strange sounds coming from the House Mictros mausoleum, golden lights emerging from a remote field, and dark fulminating mists from around the Temple of the Sun. Important note, of all of those locations, only one of them is in the town you're in right now. Additionally, the spring games are not held in this city, so you won't be able to directly investigate the happenings there in this city, although you might be able to talk to people who've been there, because, I mean, you've already run into people who were there, like that random kid and shit. So, that's the long and short of it. The most obvious lead is what the fuck is going on at the Temple of the Sun. It is literally, like, across the way from you. If you wanted to, you could go there literally tonight. I'm not saying you should, I'm saying you could.
When was the fog? When's the fog appear? Like usually at night or?
So it appears seemingly randomly during the night and the day. Eliana would add, the Thelaton, the priest of the sun, who keeps it, has been quite disturbed. Those dark mists come at seemingly random hours of night and day with no regard for the passage of the sun. I believe one of his acolytes is researching an alternative method of honoring the gods that might be able to help rid it. Tomas says, we will see what happens. You know how they get with religious innovation. And Wobie says, yes, it is curious that this acolyte has suddenly come to such information. And for reference, like, they're like, mostly like lounging on the stairs. You can be wherever you want. But the stairs are have cushions and chaise lounges to recline upon. Wobie Salt walks around, silver goblet in hand, and adds, you know, that acolyte originally said that this idea for a new ritual had come to him after being visited by an angelic figure, a woman who came to him in his dreams. He was found in a private garden, quite delirious and ecstatic. Some have written this off as a religious experience. Wobie Salt kind of twirls their chalice, and Tamari says, quite the coincidence.
Did he describe how the woman looked in his vision?
Wobie Salt says, well, initially he was apparently very forthcoming, spewing all sorts of details, but the coming day he shut up quite a bit about it. Based on what secondhand accounts, what we can say is that she looked very traditionally Dagorian, and she was a tall woman with a great and imposing presence, although it's not clear if she was floating above him in some sort of dreamlike state, or if she was literally taller than him. Tomas says, sounds like a man had too much wine to drink. Now he says he's found angels and a ritual in ancient text. He's probably just covering his own ass. Eliana looks to you guys to see what you think. Not saying anything, but observing.
Yeah. Sounds like he was having a good time. Can't blame him. That's my thoughts on it.
Indeed, although one would often be better served as an acolyte of a god of revelry and party than the stern light of the sun, if one were so inclined. Myself, I find religion quite droll, but I have no interest in the restrictions. So yeah, if anybody wants to, you could roll religion to know a little bit more about Thelatos, who is the deity that the Thelaton worships and that the Sun Temple is devoted to. All right, Zion. Okay, so the Dagorians have their own pantheon. They have had it since before the Kyo arrived, and due to the fact that there was a mostly peaceful integration of the Dagorian culture into the Empire, they got to keep it. So it's one of the oldest religions in the game, and is well respected, but not broadly worshipped. If you're not in a culturally Dagorian area, you're really going to be hard pressed to find anybody who has this religion. You know that Thelatos is associated with the sun and conquest, and also the might of man in a human sense. And Thelatos historically is said to have granted the light of the gods to humanity in order to enable some degree of self-defense against the terrible things of the night, various evil creatures, yada yada yada. So Thelatos is sometimes seen as a great giver of boons and powerful weapons, but also Thelatos is known for being a little bit on what we might call the judgy side. And the adherents of Thelatos tend to be a little bit more strict. You're not supposed to wear certain clothes. You're not supposed to consume certain things. Entirely based upon whether or not they're perceived as decadent. And whether or not they are considered to be righteous. And so Zion, they're not allowed to wear silk. They're not allowed to drink unwatered wine. And they're never allowed to be the most drunk person in the room.
Sounds boring.
Aside from that, they eschew, like they won't consume saffron. They won't consume. I think the phrase is any spice that you must trade more than a cow to obtain is unneeded. So whether or not you can buy the saffron for a cow is technically speaking whether or not you can eat it. So that's
Zion will give all the weird information to Lonnie.
Mm-hmm.
all the things
weird.
all the things it deems usable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, other than that, like, Thelatos is considered, like, a guardian to humanity, but also a grantor of weapons, and, like, a harsh judge of character. But if you live up to the ideals, you are granted great boons. If you do not, get fucked. Those are what the most of the stories about Thelatos about. You know that Thelatons, as clerics, tend to focus on radiant damage and blessing people. And their abilities to cast spells and such is they have their own tradition that brings about holy magic, and it's a religion that isn't like not a lot of like Thelatos isn't well loved in Actigoros. Like there's a temple to him there, but he's not like a big fella. But this is probably the biggest temple to Thelatos in the region. Maybe one of the largest in the Albardian Empire. It's pretty big. It's like there's several temple structures, but then there's the holy circle for the procession of the sun, and that is where the Thelatos runs things from and does the most important rituals. So yeah, I think, and they also the temple to Thelatos is always supposed to be on the highest point of a city, which is precisely where it is here.
Yep, Zion's gonna be like, seems like a bunch of stuck-up people.
Damn, Zion. Cool. Out of curiosity.
Yeah. You're just sharing this like at the post dinner party, right? You're just like saying that out loud.
I'm just kind of like whispering to Lonnie.
Oh, okay.
So out of curiosity,
Lonnie just nods in agreement.
Is there a pattern? Like, is there any specific kind of people that went missing? Like, were they just residents? Were they travelers? Were there any like consistencies between all of them?
Woby Salt says, We have examined the initial reports of the disappearances, but they are widespread enough that it is hard to say. Although there are 2 recent ones that give me pause for concern. He looks to Eliana, and Eliana says, "We have no secrets from our friends in the shade of the mountain. Tell them." And Woby Salt looks to you and he says, "Well, this is very hush-hush, but 2 people went missing one night after the next in the vicinity of the Temple of the Sun. Dark mists came, dark mists left. The first person nobody had direct eyes on. They were near one of the outlying ponds. But more troublingly, there was somebody who had left an offering and was leaving late at night. They saw the second person who's gone missing. But the dark mists became pitch black around them and then disappeared in an instant. And the person who was standing there barely shrieked and was gone.
Ooh.
As such, we have enacted a no going there. We've enacted a curfew around the temple. Of course, as agents bearing our seal, you'd be able to violate it, but we're worried that more people might disappear, and we're also worried that if people know there are disappearances around one of our holiest temples of some dark force...
That look, yeah.
Yes, it is not an inspirer of confidence. And in those times, people turn to look towards people to blame.
So both of them were worshippers then, or we don't know about the first?
Tomas says, not necessarily. The person who told us the story about seeing the person disappear was a worshipper. The 2 people who disappeared, I mean, there are lots of nice gardens and parks. If you can enter the Acropolis, it's not uncommon to walk around the temple grounds and appreciate the aesthetic. Most of the people of Ischydonian associate with the religion on a cultural level, but even if they worship some of the gods, it's possible they don't worship Thelatos and just paid their respects in some extent. Thelatos asks much of those who would be his devotees, more than most are willing to give.
Well, I think that's all the questions I got to ask. Or that I have.
Yeah. Wobisalt would add, those appearances were both within the last week. I shudder to think what might have happened to them, but if there's any possibility they're still alive, he trails off. It would be a good source of information.
Zion's gonna go check on the mist.
All right, so Zion, you just want to get up and go for a walk.
Yep.
Does Zion make its intentions known, or is it like, okay, that's it?
I know where to start.
Zion's just gonna say, "I'm gonna go check on the black mist."
And Wobisalt says, "Well,
Lonnie
that's a
scrambles.
That's a great sign of initiative. Perhaps Wobisalt's way to be like, hold on, is it gonna go alone, or are y'all going with?"
Oh, no,
Lonnie's like
going with it.
scrambling at the chance that they go as well.
Yeah, Wobisalt.
We'll probably go with him.
Wobisalt says, "We will let it be known to the guards that they should not interfere with anything you're doing."
And another thing, were these people by themselves? When they were taken, or were they taken from groups, or is usually?
In general, the disappearances are, well, often sometimes they're people who are traveling, but sometimes they're people who live alone. Other times they're people who have very close neighbors, or even live in the same house with someone but have their own bed, and they'll be gone. And Wobisalt thinks about it for a moment and says, "There is one curious detail. Now that I think of it, there is one other report of a village to the south. A woman asked to be let in during the night, and thinking her a traveler, they opened their home to her. Signs conflict about what happened, but most of the residents of the house were found outside in the morning, in some sort of a stupor. No 2 people had the same recollection of the events. No one disappeared from that house, but it is worth mentioning if there's any connection to our divine revelation a certain acolyte claims to have had.
Nobody was missing. Was anything missing in the house, or they just never got that far?
Shrugs and says, "The story is a bit hearsay. I've only confirmed enough to know that it did happen. Some stories add that they were robbed, or that all their livestock had been made out with, or that their tragushi or goats had strange signs of disease in the morning, but Wilby Salt holds up his hands and says, it's hard to know with rumors.
Interesting. Well, better go follow Zion before he does something.
Alright, so everybody hustles up, and for reference, Endo is not at full health because y'all have not long rested yet, but I will give you at least a short rest from the party time if you want to take that.
Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you guys, Zion, you're bringing the suit with you?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't
I don't
auto
have
do it.
control over it.
Yeah, let me fix that for you.
Oh, because okay.
Machine
So
of
these?
no name.
One more of these. There you go.
Configure permissions. I'm gonna say all players. I'm gonna give owner to, just like so anyone can move it if that's okay.
Mistakes were made today. Just Casey immediately moves it.
I'm just testing it.
There are no mistakes, Shin. Only happy accidents. Is that what process? That's what he says, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Something like that.
Attributes.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's got
Attributes that
DL?
AC
Jesus.
value.
What JC deals I have?
Token. 18 AC assigned token. Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
It's got more AC than me.
Zion sunk a lot of resources into making this shit. So.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah, y'all are gathered up. You have Zion has machine buddy. Lonnie is riding Lumi. You're just walking next to Lumi at your preference. Boncho and Tento are here. Gang is Maya back together for another adventure.
So, I guess we should head to the temple first.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys arrive around the grounds of the Temple of the Sun. However, let me, Yeah, there's not a lot of people around. At the moment, you don't see the dark mists. But what you do hear as you walk around is pairs of voices talking somewhere. Fuck, did I not get Zion and the bot with that grab? Fuck me. Now I have to go back and...
What grab? Did you move us?
I'm copy pasting you. Actually, wait, I should be able to just grab Zion and then grab the Machine of No Name. Yeah, we're good. I'm learning Foundry. We're figuring it out.
Machine of no name.
Because the machine is of no name at this moment. Orange light, and I'm gonna make it. Okay. You see, there's like one light on, and
are we supposed to be on a different map?
you're going to be very soon.
Okay.
Most of the temple
You
complex.
started like talking.
Most of
oh.
most of the temple complex is not mapped. So I'm narrating you through the bit that doesn't have map until you reach the bit that does.
No, I was just making sure. I was like, he's saying a bunch of things, and I must be seeing something.
No, it's good looking out. But you guys approach, and I presume that you'd enter like the primary temple, right?
Anything strange outside?
No. Wait.
No.
What happened to the light? Did I delete it? So, nothing strange outside. However, you do hear a pair of people arguing. Let me move you to this map. You hear a pair of people arguing. And someone says, they're actually arguing in a language that most of you probably don't know, in part, but they will occasionally dance into common. And this guy says, Aikios, my acolyte, you must understand. We are being tested. If we show Thelatos that we are wavering, we will not receive his greatest boons. We must stick to tradition and trust in our prayers. But, Teleton, Barkides, consider this. What if we were meant to discover this ritual? I will not engage in what you have unearthed. That is from a bleak and different time, my acolyte. There is no need for such things in our era. But the disappearances. What if things are going to get worse? And you see in the moonlight that is trickling in from, yeah, I'd say the east at around this juncture. In the light of the moon, by the light of the moon, you can see. Oh, I need a different Dogorian commoner because this guy's a dude. A man in fine robes with a plain white robe and like gold trim. It looks like the robe is like firm and well made, but not of any fancy material. It looks like it's probably cotton. And the dye, actually, for those of you at all familiar, looks like probably daffodil. And you see an acolyte who's wearing the same robes, but a little downgraded. And the Thelaton bears like what looks to be a golden crown, but it's actually like yellow wound fiber that he is wearing as a crown. It is quite reflective in the moon's light. Are you guys attempting to like hide your presence here at all, or are you just gonna like waltz in, or?
I don't think we. Is there a reason to hide our presence?
Can we hide our presence?
I mean, you guys could stay outside. You guys could come into. This is like a circular building, right? It's a circular building. And there's pillars, and there's this interior zone here, and then there's this additional inner exterior zone that's exposed to the sky. And you could you could stay here and listen in. You could stay outside and maybe listen in, or you could come in and say hi.
Lonnie wants to cast this before going.
Detect good and evil for the you know.
I'm assuming the vampires and their.
Yeah, vampires are undead. Okay, so you cast detect good and evil.
It lasts for 10 minutes, so I presume it's always around myself.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I'll tell you. You get a weird vibe. They're outside the range, but this land, this is consecrated ground. This is holy ground, right? But you get the sense. But you get the sense that right underneath this circular courtyard is desecrated ground.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's almost like there's like this twisting, because it's 30 feet in all directions, right? So like around you and up, consecrated, but coming from down below this central circle is like a creeping aura of rot and corruption.
What usually causes desecrated ground? Like, it's not like stuff can't like. It's not like a temple would like degrade eventually become like it's usually like an intentional thing.
Normally, something it depends on the religious site. Some do require regular maintenance, but normally desecration is an incredibly deliberate act, or the result of a really big fuck up. Something happened to make it desecrated 99 times out of 100. It is possible for it to just happen on its own. But that isn't what you get. Roll me an insight as well to like parse your feelings here.
And I wish I could just roll insight on my own feelings.
You
That
get
would
a-
make work so much easier.
You get a vague sense that you're not feeling. You're feeling a boundary between two things. One consecrated, one desecrated. And you feel like that boundary has been inched over. Slowly but surely. And it's been pushed. And you don't know for how long, but you get the sense of this is a long time coming, a long time in the making, and its progress is deep and severe.
Lonnie's just gonna try to quietly tell the others before going. It's like something's wrong. Temple.
So you're saying we should split up and look for clues?
I mean, it wasn't explicitly saying that, but I don't know if the people inside know that
Yeah, so
something is definitely wrong.
Thelaton has been silent since the spell got cast. You managed to whisper the verbal component, but he looks around almost like a stiff breeze at his neck, and he says, Acolyte, Ukundona, Limbo. Indeed, he says, we are not alone. His acolyte strikes a rigid stance. He turns to the south and he says, who goes there?
Knock, knock.
Come,
Lonnie will just wave.
stand with us in the light of the moon. Tell me, what brings you to the temple of Thelatos this night?
Not move that way.
There
We
is.
are investigating the black mist.
On whose authority?
We just heard rumors and I just wanted to know. I was just curious as someone else who another practitioner of faith, and she'll pull out her holy symbol.
He gazes and he sees this, and yeah. So you the Thelaton looks like he's considering what you have to say. But the acolyte immediately does not seem happy, and Verdnos says, well, you cannot interfere in our affairs just because you are a worshipper of the Dream Wolf. We keep our own house in order, as should you. We do not need your help, and you have no authority here. And furthermore, there is a curfew.
Hey,
He looks
we're just
around and
curious,
says-
buddy. Chill.
He says, "You are a strange troop to be traveling in the company of a priestess," and
That's because
Uh,
she's a druid.
he says, what? And
Lonnie's just gonna elbow him. It's like,
he laughs at that. guess
Barkady says, acolyte.
A menace, despite the skill that he offers.
Acolyte, do not trip over your tongue in your haste to disbar our guests. The Thelaton steps forward and says, it is true that there is a curfew, but if your motivation here is pure, and you have expertise, I would hear what you have to say. Master, are you sure? In this is the sacred place of Thelatos. We must... I will not warn you again, Acolyte. I have spoken. Do not again... do not again seek to surmount me before our guests. Verdnos, very apologetically bows. The Thelaton says, I would have your names, and to know how you came to be here, and when you learned of this thing.
My name's Tento. We learned about... There were just a couple of rumors going around about Black Mist, and we were just curious. As my friend has already said, he points to Zion.
I am 210N. You can call me Zion.
He nods.
And I am in search of knowledge.
A worthy pursuit. And he turns his eyes then to Kabancho, lingering at the corner. Wait, so Shin, are you back in, by the way, on Foundry and everything?
Yeah, sorry, I've been going in and out because something's weird with character sheet. But anyways,
Is it working now?
I think we're good now. We'll test it out when shit happens.
Is Lumi hanging back deliberately, or is Lumi with you?
Oh, I think I just forgot to move Lumi. I was more focused on the
Alright.
AoE.
Kabancho is at the doorway though. He's
Yeah.
gonna raise his hand and says, "Hello, my name is Kabancho. We heard some bad rumors of the spring games, and I was coming to help out."
And Verdnose says, "You heard rumors. You seem well equipped. Perhaps you have come here at someone's invitation." And he seems very keen. And Barkides looks back at him, but doesn't say anything, and looks back at you.
No, not one particular person.
Give me a Ooh, that's a good lie. Give me a deception with advantage.
Good, because I can't help you. Only Zion can.
Kabancho will chip in and say,
I already had advantage.
Yeah, he already has advantage.
I mean,
Yeah, but what does Kabancho say?
Kabancho chip in that we weren't invited per se, but we are of the mercenary type.
And
We can tell when there's work, whether we get hired first or we get paid later.
and the Thelaton says, "If it is gold you seek, there is no reward for this mystery."
Gold's not the only reward that we could receive. Shut up,
Yeah.
Dento.
But there is knowledge.
Yeah, I say there is
We should-
knowledge.
The blessings of Thelatos are bestowed upon the worthy. If you were to assist us, perhaps that would be you. But you cannot undertake this endeavor on the promise of material gain. Otherwise...
Nothing said about material.
But you did say that you were a mercenary. I know a thing or two about mercenaries, and I know that you don't work for free. You want something out of this.
Lonnie does her best to kind of look like a little sheepish. She's like, well, I am a little curious
You are a little bit...
find it outside of
Luis, you are a little
You're
curious
cutting
about
in
what?
and out.
about your religious texts.
And Barkides says, "Of course, I would be happy to share with our of our knowledge and lore." And Verdno says, "Master, correct me if I'm wrong, but this person's been introduced to us as both druid and a priestess. Could you perhaps elucidate for us, Lonnie, was it? What exactly your intentions are here, and why you, as a person of faith, travel in the company of mercenaries? Looking for work?"
The roads are particularly dangerous, so I travel with people who are capable of fending off the dangers of the road, and should our destinations happen to be the same, then all the better.
Alright.
Does some finger guns at that? Yeah.
And so tell me, are they truly companions of convenience? Or do you trust them with your life?
They certainly started out as convenience, but things just worked out and we've been through a lot together, so I do.
Mhm. Yeah.
Aw. I care about you too, Lottie.
So Barkides says, "Good then. Companions of the road. Perhaps it is not ill-fated that you have arrived here." And as he says that, there's a rattling. Like a wind blowing. And both there are two torches, one to the north, one to the south, still lit. Both of them go out, and you guys see dark, billowing smoke, almost like an ash storm, twisting around through the halls of the building. And the Thelaton says, "Even here, by Thelatos!" And he invokes a holy word and brings down a great and golden light upon the center of this area. As that happens, anybody who wants to cast their gaze around could give me an investigate.
Also, there seems to be a light source on this side. Is there supposed to be something there, or?
That's the moon. That's to represent
Okay.
the light of the moon.
Okay.
Damn, I didn't just roll a 1 instead.
Can Lonnie also like kind of move a little bit closer to the south entrance to see if anything like
Yeah, here's the thing.
It's
If
in the
Lonnie's moving
circle.
south, Kabancho will move with it.
Lonnie, while the clouds are there, you get at least one ping on undead.
she'll just keep that to herself for now.
So you guys look around, but Zion, you note something. As you're looking to the north and the east and the west and everywhere, you know that the very center of this temple's floor is an ancient floor. And you can tell by the way that it's sort of concaved and mushed together, you think that it's over an open chamber. Not only that, the center is dangerously close to collapsing. A single incredibly solid, well-placed shot could probably crack open this floor. You only see one NPC? Do you see, you don't see Delaton?
No.
I see two.
I see one. Shin, why do you see 2? Do you have night vision or something?
Did you really?
I also have
this
dark vision.
see dead people spell?
Look,
To be
it
fair,
takes
I've
one
also-
to know one.
Damn!
I also have been refreshing Foundry in the past 30 minutes, 5
Mhm.
times.
Oh
So
yeah, let's see if refreshing it does anything.
maybe that has something to do with it.
So you guys arrive and you look around. It's gone as soon as it appears, and when the Thelaton summons the light, it sort of, you almost hear an audible like clap on the air as the smoke disappears and dissipates. And Barkides says, "They chance too much and come too close. We must act." Verdno says, "Yes, perhaps this is a sign. Perhaps it is time to enact the ritual." And he says, "No, my apprentice. I will never accept that."
I guess that's not a regular thing.
Verdno says, "Do you mock us?"
Nope, I just asked the questions here.
I
Sorry,
think
he's just ignorant.
Yeah.
I think Lonnie's in range. Can she? Oh god, this is probably not the best time to use this, but this is the only spell I have to do this.
Oh, now I see the other person. That's weird.
Actually, yeah, no, never mind. I'll wait until I
Depending
get
on
back
what you're
in.
casting, they can see you cast.
I know. That's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't use Druidcraft right now. Never mind. Ignore me for now. I need to see.
So, Barkey says, "These are the events you have heard rumors of and come here to solve." A dark mist swirls about the temple at night.
Is there a basement?
Yes, the Undercroft. It is a sacred place where the remains of heroes lie. In ancient times, it was also a holy ground, but now it is barred. None may enter.
Is it right under us?
Delaton thinks and says, or Barkis thinks and says, "Yes, the main of the Undercroft is directly below where we stand now."
Oh. You might want to repair that section of floor.
And
It might crumble.
Verdnos seems aghast and says, "This floor might crumble? We should have masons in here at the first convenience, O Thelaton." And Barkides says, "Verdnos, how shaken is your faith that you believe this, the barrier of Thelatos, might fall so easily. Barkides approaches and stomps hard on a cracked bit of stone. There is no motion whatsoever. And he says, I appreciate your concerns, but this barrier falls only on the will of Thelatos. It has stood for hundreds of years and will stand for hundreds more.
Mhm.
Verdno says, well, perhaps your name was Zion, was it? Yes, perhaps Zion is a mason of some sort. Perhaps you could at least put down some boards or have a consultation or avoid anything that might... Verdnos is taking this really seriously, and Barkides is not.
Can Lonnie, I don't know if there's like an insight, but like, does Lonnie get the sense that like Zion's saying that in response to like what she talked about earlier, or is this like a completely different thing?
Can I stomp on the can I stomp on the spot that I think is flimsy?
Yeah. You can go hop up and down on it. And
I'm going to laugh if you're the reason why it breaks.
and Verdnos is like, okay, now that's just disrespectful. And Barkides says, try it as you might. This barrier will only fall on the will of Thelatos, champion of the sun. Champions of the sun have come before, and each has lain their blood in the grooves. This barrier stands a testament to their great deeds.
I'm so tempted to like stab at it, but I think that's pushing it a little too far.
Probably.
Yeah, Verdnos looks pissed. Yeah, Kai, do you think that Zion... Well, actually, yeah, Bonnie could roll an insight for it, because I don't know that you have any particular way to get a tell out of Zion at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the torch? What torch went out?
The northern and
it's to the
southern
south.
torches.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll relight them for her.
Yeah.
If he tries to step, oh, actually, I don't know if he's going to the north or south one first. She's talking about the one to the south, though.
Sure, I'll go relight that. What's the range on that?
Okay,
Drew
cool.
Craft.
You cool. I thought you might try to.
I don't know, 30 feet, I'm not sure. But yes, you come up and you... Tinto, you with a flick of your wrist.
Look at my wrist.
Yeah, with the flick of your wrist and a snap of your fingers and a quick utterance, guttural and quick and winding like the root, you bring back the light, and Verdnos says, how now? What magery is this? And Barkides says, it is the magery of the woods. Do you not know the marks of the Ilkiros? Come, Verdnos. Your studies have been so narrow. You must learn about the whole world, as it is all beneath the sun's light. And, yeah, Verdnos just says, I'm sorry, Master, I'm just so fascinated with our ancient culture.
Zion's gonna closely inspect the floor that's about to break.
Yeah, give us, well, you've already... You lean in and you look at it, and it looks very... Sorry, what was that?
I perceived it, but I don't think I got a chance to like closely inspect.
Yeah, so you can make another investigate with advantage, I'd say. You get the distinct
Jesus.
feeling that there is some merit to what Barkides is saying. It looks like the top isn't liable to collapse as much as it looks like. Maybe there's something underneath holding it up, and it is possible that there is some sort of magic holding it in place. If that's the case, anything that was capable of dispelling holy magic, I mean, for all you know, this floor is already as good as collapsed, and it's going to collapse the moment that magic is dispelled. Alternatively, perhaps the magic has just greatly delayed the collapse and not fully prevented it, if it's some sort of time magic. Yeah, so Tento, you look around, you see great mighty pillars and carvings of the sun and great heroes and masts and sails aflame, and spears and javelins of light, and warriors who battle darkness, and you even see what appears to be a giant lizard creature walking on 2 feet, emerging from the sea to attack a city that almost looks like Actigoros, minus a few of the buildings you know it to have today. And a grand beam of light that cuts the foe down.
The giant lizard down? That's like Godzilla.
Yeah, roll me as you're looking at it. Roll me an insight, Tento. It definitely looks like a kaiju.
I love kaijus.
Yeah, you know what's funny? There's 3 figures on like a palanquin who seem to be like shooting the beam. And what's weird is they seem to deliberately, like everybody else is out with like their shields and their helmets, but these people are wearing very fine robes, perhaps religious figures, but you know, if they're very like sparsely drawn, so it's hard to say. They don't look like they're wearing anything terribly decadent, but they do have sort of golden discs maybe behind their heads, and one feature is that the artist has very deliberately and clearly shown that the palanquin's top is covering them from the light of the sun, because you can see the play of the shadows. It's excellent stonework, which is just a little bit off compared to what everyone has had to say about this religion. Why would they not want to be in the light of the sun? And so yeah, Zion, you determined that this shit definitely should have collapsed by now. Something's preventing it. And it is possible that he's literally telling the truth, and this is a miracle of Thelatos, and that the day Thelatos decides, it will come crashing down.
Well, the spell is only delaying the collapse. But if you believe it, then I won't say much more.
I appreciate your input. However, my faith is unshakable. I mean, it looks like religious iconography. It looks like very big, beautiful work, sometimes with colored tile, sometimes just carved, chisels right into the white walls. And overall, it looks like there's lots of beautiful religious art, but nothing else strikes you as odd. And
Like...
there is no trace of the dark mist whatsoever.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, Verdnos says, well, Master, perhaps we should, and Barkides says, yes, Verdnos, I know. We should tend to the grounds, but first, our visitors must be gracious hosts. Tell me, where are you staying? Do you require an escort? We could summon someone for you. The hour is late.
Is it really safe to leave?
I think it may be safer away from these grounds than here at the moment. He looks at you, and he looks at you appraisingly, and he says, tell me, you are companions of the road, mercenaries, but you say you fight for more than just money. Would you put your life at risk with no promise of earthly reward?
Depends. Do you consider recognition, knowledge, and joy? I think is the easiest way to sum it up. Earthly?
He says,
As I like trail Tento just like scurrying around the outskirt.
yeah, he says, these things,
Lonnie's gonna go follow Tento, by the way.
although
with
they
her
are tied to the
anything.
profane world, they have a divine aura to them.
Ah, it's so hard to move those things.
Obviously, we see Coin when needed, but
Hmm.
I think I speak for all of us when we are not out to.
Verdnos cuts you off here and says, "Excuse me. You're free to visit the grounds during the day, but at the moment, we can't have people running around. What if the mist gobbled you up?"
Well then, it'd probably make everyone's lives easier to gobble me, take me right to the source.
Verdnos, in the cross between the light of the moon from above, and on his other side, the golden light summoned by his master Thelaton earlier. This is strange two-facedness to him. You cannot quite read what it means. And Barkides says, "Yes, come, let us discuss this in the light. I would not have us lose anybody else around the temple grounds." And he says, "Well, Boncho, you speak well. Are you prepared to lay your lives on the line to help me?"
I size him up and down. Like, can I get a vibe check? Like, does he look like?
Vibe check.
Give me insight.
Hey, vibe checks are important.
Good at these? I am very good at these.
Who's to say?
Still very good.
One man's
He seems
priest
a
is
nice
another
guy. Yeah, he
man's
seems like a nice guy.
Or cause that seems worthy. Yeah.
Yeah, so Lonnie, Tento, y'all back here. Verdnos says, "Yes, if you would be so kind. I think that we should stray towards the Thelaton rather than around here. Of course, the art is very beautiful, but you can examine it better in the light of day." And Barkides says, "Well, if you would gauge our cause worthy, then perhaps there is a task that I could ask of you."
Shoot.
Verdnos says, "Master, are you certain?" And Barkides says, "Enough, Verdnos. Have you lost your mettle?" "Of course I am certain." Turns and he says, "The Undercroft. It is sealed. For good reason. However, there is an altar down there. If you anoint it with the sacred oils, you will be able... You will enable me to perform a certain rite. You may learn more from it." Verdnos says, "Master, we can't trust them with the sacred oils, and we can't breach the seal. This of all times. Come, Verdnos, you are prepared to take drastic action. Do not forget who is the Thelaton here. You are wise beyond your years, but you have let yourself fall into a stupor ever since your little incident in the garden. Master." And he says, "You, Verdnos, will be the bearer of the oil. Of course, you are anointed in the way of Thelatos. Show me that you have not lost your resolve. You have called for grim things, Verdnos, in the sake of resolve and doing what must be done. Well, now what must be done is to show bravery. So, show it." Verdnos swallows and says, "Of course, O Thelaton, you say, and so it shall be done. But we should prepare." And Barkides says, "Can you think of any reason that you could not embark on this life-risking endeavor this very night? Cabancho over the road?"
I look around to the gang and like,
You just see Lonnie looking her back, then just like looking over her shoulder. I don't know what Zion's doing. I imagine Zion's just like standing there. I like to
Zion's
think.
still staring at that piece of floor. That's about
And Lumi, I don't know, licking her paws. What do wolves do in idle time?
Yep. Mhm.
do you, as the person making this request, prefer it to be done tonight? And is there a reason to have it done during the night or during the day?
He says,
Or during the night instead of during the day?
He says, The seal is a great darkness. Beyond the seal is darkness. If you proceed when the sun is highest in the sky, your venture will be blessed. And Verdnos says, I mean, if we're going to do it at all, isn't doing it as soon as possible before anything gets worse essential? If we're going to risk... And Barkis gives him one silencing look, and Verdnos says, I'm a master. Forgive me, I overstepped. Yes. The best hour to embark on this journey would be just before noon.
So should we not wait until noon?
It
Correct
would
me if I'm
be-
wrong. It's nighttime, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's early
sunset.
night. It's early
and-
night, yeah.
Okay.
So he says, yes. Rest. Fulfill yourselves. And I will have something waiting for you in the morning.
And with your permission, I look towards Verdnos and like Verdnos, if you are joining us, I appreciate your opinion on the matter. You may speak your mind as long as you do not step out of line. And I hand gesture towards
He says, yeah,
Fladen?
Barkides. Yeah.
Barkides.
So he like his like priest title is Thelaton. His name is Barkides.
Okay.
If you mouse over him, it should tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. So Verdnos says, right. Well. And he looks like he's a little confused, and he scratches his neck, and he says, well, Master is of course correct. The sacred light of the sun is a great blessing. There is time as a factor as well. If the situation is worsening, and as if it is related to the seal, it would be best to do our deed swiftly, but perhaps if we leave in an earlier hour, perhaps the morning, we would still have the sun's graces. But, of course, I defer. And Barkides says, I leave the hour of your departure at your discretion. I will have what I am to give you ready at first light. But I do advise that you depart under the full light of the sun.
Look around to everyone like, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, sure. We'll leave in the first thing in the morning.
And for us to venture down, is there anything that you feel like we should know?
And he
Any,
says,
any things we particularly should not touch,
he says,
avoid, or things
Hey.
that might jump at us?
pay reverence to the, pay reverence always to the deceased. Do not dishonor them or disturb their remains in any way. Where you see the markings of Thelatos in disarray, align them, and you will pass unfettered through the below. Know that there are many passages. The pure light will reveal them. Not from above, he points to you and says, but from within. Seek knowledge, he says with a nod towards Zion, and you shall prosper.
Yes, respectful. Very respectful.
Well, thank you for your time. And I believe that's everything. And I look around to the party. And we will see you tomorrow first light.
Very good then. I shall secure the grounds. Verdnos, retire early after you have done your first round. You will want to be well rested this night. Of course, Master Thelaton, and he, pops off. Barkides says, I shall pray for your victory and success. I do not know what awaits you down there, but he pauses a moment and almost seems to be thinking about something. Maybe concentrating something really hard and says, "Yes, the seal remains unbroken."
Tental's gonna whisper line. Cold says the seal's broken. Wait, Eli, do you even have a gold to bet with?
Yes, we literally just split up some gold right before this.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what you do with your money, so. So, you want to take my bet, or?
No.
Next time, then.
All right,
So we're gonna go
so
stay in the inn, or where are we going?
We have accommodations at the
Palace.
Palace?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
Palace of the Sunset. So you guys retire to the palace, yeah?
yeah.
Before
Try to
we
see-
enter, Tental's like, I'm gonna go wander around a bit more.
Sure. You want to
Tendo,
wander?
is this a
Uh,
Tendo? Is this a fuck off? I want to be alone wander, or is this you trying to be productive? And should we be worried?
Yes. And then he starts walking.
To
hey,
tend to.
Zion follows.
Yep, we're all following, I guess.
Oh my god. So Tenta, where are you trying to wander to? Are you trying to wander
How's-
around the temple grounds? Or are you trying to wander around the Acropolis or somewhere else in the city?
Wander around the spots where we know people have been taken and see if there's anything there.
Are you trying to do this particularly discreetly and go unseen, or are you just trying to go to the places and take a look?
Just go to places and take a look. I mean,
Yeah,
there's,
like,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know if
there's
he
really...
can really be unseen with a whole entourage of people
Alright.
following.
Everyone who cares to roll and investigate.
I will keep the spell up even if it means another cast. Woo.
All right,
Yes,
Zion, it's
okay.
fine. You know, go to fucking 19. Look, man, you broke the chain. You see that? You should have rolled an 18 or 14.
So you check out several sites. You note something. So all of you note that the places where people disappeared, around the time they disappeared, there would have been the cover of shadow in the area. And
It was Tyr all along.
Oh, please, Turbo killed them.
Tento, you see signs that there isn't really a lot of struggle. Not nearly as much as you would expect, even a really nice snatch and grab where they basically chloroform ragged someone.
Damn.
Like it's nigh instantaneous that the ghost has given up. So either teleporting them or instantly knocking them out or picking them up, something. Zion, you closely inspect everything. You even inspect a nearby barrel of water. And when you crack it open, you see something interesting as you ladle out the water. There is, under incredibly close inspection, under your eye gems, the hint of black flakes settled in this water towards the very bottom of the barrel. A hint, an almost imperceptible hint. This isn't exactly the cleanest water, water technology being what it is at the time. And the city doesn't have an aqueduct. It relies on river water that gets pumped in. So, is that.
I have. How many do I have? I have 2 alchemist supplies.
Mhm.
I don't know why I have 2, but I have 2.
Why do you have 2?
Alright, so you want to make me an intelligence-based alchemist supplies to examine these?
Ye-
Mm-hmm.
do-
So you take them. I presume you guys take this back to the palace, and you're in your apartments, which are lavish, and there's many red beds and draperies and teal drapes that you can, pull to recline to your rooms, where the beds kind of double as sofas. And Zion is in its, and it is working on all of that jazz, and it manages to, drop something into a test tube, take a look at it, calibrate the devices, and there is a spark. And you see the black flakes in certain solutions temporarily turn invisible.
Ooh, what was that? I was gonna ask. That looked neat.
Indeed.
You said it turned invisible?
Yeah, it temporarily turns invisible.
Oh, so it turned back, so it turned visible again
Yeah,
at some point.
after a moment.
Okay. So, is this magic, or is this just some cool like chemical reaction?
Judging by how it's not going away. Oh my god.
Eureka!
Oh, the shit.
Yeah.
Judging by how it's not going away, I would assume it's just a reaction.
What you can determine is that this stuff definitely appears to be some sort of originally organic matter, but very much dead. It's almost like it should be burnt to ashes based on what you're looking at. Like, it looks like flakes of ash, but somehow it still retains more of its essence than ashes should.
Oh. What do you think was in that water? That's weird. Why was it in the water?
It was in the water near where a disappearance happened.
Were there other bodies of water near the disappearances, or no? Or just
None that were stagnant. None that were like
mm,
stuck in one place. And remember, this had fallen to the bottom. It's like a river
Yeah.
or whatever it would be washed. So, yeah, what do you want to do about that?
slightly? So, this for my own sake. It is slightly undead, and it disappeared because of what?
So, the alchemical reactions that were being run through are normally to test for magical sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
That could mean a few things, but Zion's best working guess being that something made up of this stuff might be able to turn invisible.
Okay. How did it end up in the water?
Question.
Were they hiding in the water? No, there'd be more stuff at the bottom. They're hiding in the water, right?
Mhm.
Maybe? So what would water have to do with anything?
Can anyone here see invisible things?
Man, I wish. Looks at Lonnie. Can you do that?
Iki, can you still see magic stuff?
I have not been able to see magic stuff since my ascension. God, it's still weird to say out loud.
That's because he's Lonnie, that's because he's not Caponcho.
Bonnie grumbles about not taking tech magic because she assumed that you would have it.
Poor Shane for making those assumptions.
So,
Can you see magic, Zion?
Yeah.
Why were you asking these guys?
Well, I just wanted to see if anyone else can.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You want to be the only one. You didn't want to be the only one. I see. I see.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, it might be easier for other people, right?
Tinto looks back at the other two. I don't think you should make that assumption anymore.
Okay.
Well, what do you see, Zion?
Oh, I can't do it right now.
Okay.
I can do this. Zion just throws down fairy fire.
A bright light
Oh,
flashes through.
So you throw down flare flyers like at everyone in general, or like are you trying to hit something in particular here?
Just at everyone.
Alright, you splash everyone with fairy fire.
I don't
Do we
think that
make
really
deck
helps
saves?
this. So Tento just lets it hit him. It's like I don't think that's gonna help our situation, but it was very nice. Thank you.
You're free to make the deck saves if you'd like. But
Fuck that noise.
yeah,
I don't make
the lights.
Well, actually, I don't know what your
you.
DC is, but I don't think I make it.
DC is 16.
Yeah, I don't make it. To be fair.
Everyone's bright
Large
pink
one.
right now.
Thank you, Zion. That. Yeah, no, that was fun. Thank you. I needed a good laugh.
So,
Why would you do that?
yeah, all lit up. You guys stand around in your room.
This can make things
Oh.
not invisible.
Oh,
Like,
well,
is,
is, the
there,
stuff,
is there anything else
is the
around us?
stuff? Yeah, is anything around us
Um,
invisible?
Nothing else seems to get illumined by this light.
Do I know of any animals that?
Did the? Sorry.
Do I know of any animals that have true sight? That are relatively low CR.
Ooh,
Oh, it has to
True
be a
Sight's a really
beast.
strong ability.
I know, that's when like
No normal beast probably will have it.
yeah, I don't
If
think
you go
so.
to magical beast, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
Although if your objective is to see invisible people, True Sight's not the only way to do that.
Mhm.
That's because blind sight doesn't necessarily let you see it. I don't know what other.
You got Blind Sight, Tremor Sense, you got Oroshi's Wind Sight.
Well, a lot of them like doesn't let you actually like, see it. You know,
Well,
like
Blind
because
sight-
Zion just like said explicitly like, sees. That's why.
yeah.
So, out of
That's why I'm
curiosity,
thinking
did the
that.
thing in the vial become visible when he did this?
And so-
What do you mean by that? Are you,
What?
yes, yes. It is. It was. Well, yeah. It seems like where the sparkle dust might have hit some of it. Yeah.
Alright, well, that's good to know we have that.
Yeah, Lonnie shrugs like
So is Zion gonna keep up the his concentration for Fairy Fire?
Yep.
Just for the whole night. We're just all lit up pink. It's gonna be very hard to sleep.
Just
Well,
for
it
a
doesn't
minute.
last that long.
Okay, just for a minute. That's
Yeah.
for as long as this is just a minute.
I can get it off.
Oh, it's just 1 minute.
But,
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
all right.
So I presume that you spend the night.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Everybody get a long rest.
Lonnie
Oh,
Lonnie
actually,
will-
bef-
Oh, sorry.
Go
Long
ahead.
will also just like let people know, like, yeah, there was definitely dead there.
Oh, what?
At
You cut
some,
off there.
an undead being at some point when the torches went out.
Oh, man, that would've been Real nice to bring up. I think you should have brought that up earlier.
Yeah, probably.
The two guys you were talking to, whatever the fuck their names were. Any particular reason why you didn't?
I didn't know if the undead beings were still around. I was kind of hoping that we could find them. That's why I was kind of following you around.
But yeah, fair enough. Although if you did tell them something like that, they probably would have told us more. But it's done. We're gonna go to their sacred temple tomb thing anyway, so I'm sure we'll find something down there. If anything, we'll probably find what you detected down there. Probably. It is a tomb.
Why are we going there again?
To rub some sacred oil on some altar. I was like half listening.
Yeah, it was.
Help.
But do we know
Generally,
why they're doing it?
Not
think
particularly.
I think it's because the seal is breaking, even though that man is very confident that it's not. So
He
confident.
was
that he had
also
to-
very confident the floor isn't breaking.
My dude was so
So-
confident they had to send people down there to make sure that it wasn't breaking.
I don't know.
Honestly speaking, we don't really know why, but I thought it'd be a good way to go down and check it out.
Well, hopefully that is a source of
Yes.
this.
Just the ritual that they're mentioning and the fact that they're on desecrated land, part of the temples.
Oh, I don't think
Something
we
just
blindly
doesn't-
do what they say, but
Yeah.
this gives us access to learn more.
It is also why I didn't mention the undead. I don't happening there.
Well, if you
But-
did, you should probably still mention. If anything, it would have been funny to see how they reacted.
Mm. Seems like it's something that might happen again.
Also, before we call it a night, I guess Zion's the only one with dark vision, isn't he? Or isn't it?
Hello?
Yeah.
Wait,
Look,
wait,
Lonnie, you're
wait,
not
wait,
a person,
wait,
alright?
Wait, sorry. One, no, Zion does not have dark vision.
Yeah.
Two, are you implying that you don't anymore?
No, I haven't. But sorry. Who does not have dark vision in our party right now?
Yeah, me.
Zion and
Pento and Zion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will
me.
say this is a dark place where they are not expecting people to be able to see right now, so don't go in expecting a lot of lit torches to light your way.
Yeah. So
Lumi
I
also
guess
can't see in dark.
Lonnie's the only one who gets to see this. But I've learned new tricks, and I step into darkness for Tento and Zion. They can't see Kabancha because he's in darkness. But for Lonnie, you also can't see him, even in darkness.
It
It
is.
seems
I don't
like
get
you're
it. What's
dark
going on?
It
Why-
seems
why
like
is
as he
he
steps out to the point where with dark vision, right? Things lose their color, right?
Mm-hmm.
The moment
Yeah.
he steps into the black and white range, it's another shadow.
Tento's very confused. Like, what the fuck is that? You just stepped in the dark. I could do that. That's what I do.
Zion claps. Slow claps.
Zion, do you know what he did?
So
I'm being polite. Isn't this how you guys do it?
You're such a good
person?
being. You know, Zion's not. I don't. Do you identify yourself as a person or as a construct or as a? See, yeah, this is what I don't know. I never actually had the chance to ask.
I identify as Zion.
You're a very good Zion.
You're very
But for your information, I'm able to avert the eyes of people who have dark vision. For you
Tento
two, I
looks
guess
at-
it doesn't particularly matter. But for
Yeah,
Lonnie,
Tento looks at Lonnie. He's like,
if she can't see me, it's not because I'm dead.
It's not because I'm dead. Lonnie is just mentally thinking that Tenta doesn't have this ability. Holy shit, he'd be such a menace.
Right, so we just had to kill Tento and throw him in that pit, right?
Ah, yes, I see.
are you telling me that?
Wait, what? Kill? We didn't kill Cabancho. None of us had a hand in that death.
Which one?
Which one? That's true.
Wait,
Yeah,
Lonnie's going to bed.
just so that you guys aren't, one of you aren't surprised when you can't see me anymore.
I just don't care. So, cool trick.
Thanks. Still dying.
Don't care. You were never allowed to begin with.
So the night comes, the night goes. You rise in the morning, and you do you receive like a liter of an amphora of water and such in the morning, in a what is more or less like a room service tray, along with some nice bread. And isn't that lovely? I presume someone eats some bread.
Just bread?
Yeah.
Never just bread. It comes also
Okay, I was
with,
about to say, like,
I-
what-
it comes always with olive oil.
yeah, I was about to say,
I am-
what kind of fucking?
I am concerned that you're asking, but Lonnie has no reason not to eat the bread.
Okay, after you pick up a few, you look under and you see a note.
So the real question is,
Did anyone
how
eat the
many
note?
does Lonnie eat?
Is Lonnie just like eating one? She's like, hey, I just showing paper here.
She eats a small person's worth. I feel like she is the type to eat breakfast, so
That's good for her. It's good for her.
I wish I
did
had
more.
that skill. Yeah, I wish I
Yeah.
had that skill. So this is my only chance to live out this skill.
I ate breakfast at 4:30 in the morning. But I like to think Lonnie
What's
takes
the note
advice.
say?
It says people are asking about you. Beware your profile and any new friend. It is signed WBS.
WBS. I don't know, that's so funny to me. Now, is she the one that was giving us like the not trustworthy looks, or was that the other lady?
Wait, Wilby Salt?
Yeah, was she the one that gave us like kept looking at us?
No, Hamari was giving you the
Okay.
stinky eye.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Wilby Salt is a tiefling. He's got the
Mhm.
drip, and he's like, hey.
Yeah.
You seem to be the more spy-y guy.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't give you any negative vibes in your direction. Yeah.
Where of our? I think that's kind of fucking hard with our group. Because Zion's walking around with a giant robot. Have you given that thing a name yet?
Not yet.
Okay, and we have this other thing following us too.
Wow.
I mean, you also have a wolf and an anorak walking around with you guys. Again, not very subtle, but they knew that hiring us.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Well,
So how many people did you tell that I'm dead?
I think
Kiki, a whole
Quite a
we
bit.
were traveling with a whole
Yeah.
army.
yeah. Like what?
Well,
do you-
yeah, but like it was an
Wait,
army
hold
of
on.
people that we knew.
Lonnie and Tento didn't say you were dead.
I just raised my eyebrow at the two of them.
Lonnie just like puts her hands in her hands like
Uh,
You
Zaya,
are
Camacho is still dead. This isn't Camacho.
sleeping eternally.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, the two of them were very awkward about it.
You're-
I see.
You're
No, no.
gone forever. Or
No, Zion, you misunderstood. This still isn't Camacho. He
Huh?
just acts like him.
Take a piece of bread and throw it at Tento.
Can I catch the bread and eat it?
Give me deck save.
we didn't
But
exactly
You
tell
catch the bread.
people.
Important note: do you dip it in olive oil first, or you just toss it?
Of course I do. I'm not fucking. Who eats dry white bread like that?
I was asking. I was asking.
I
If
think he was
Kabancho
asking
did.
me.
Yeah. Just.
But no, I'm not about to throw oil all over the place.
All right.
I would throw him a dry one.
Yeah, you throw the dry one.
But
Tendo catches
I
it,
did
dunks it,
tell-
and enjoys.
a few people that you were dead.
Are they like important people? People we need to
We
be
didn't-
concerned about?
We didn't exactly spread the news, but people noticed when you stopped traveling with us.
That's fair.
I guess we got.
Sorry, the
Crypt?
thought just came across my head.
Alright, I guess we got a crypt to go raid or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, also, remember, we are not trying to touch corpses, their belongings, or their gravestones or something like that. I also don't particularly remember.
So
Uh,
touch it.
Lonnie, do we have any water of the holy variety?
The holy version. It's got the
The holy I like
got
the
the holy.exe
variety.
installed in it.
It's got the yeah, the holy DLC.
The holy.
Oh wait, actually, I do think I have some vials of that.
If any, I mean,
remember giving you
that was gonna perk up. Well, if you took all my stuff, you still have some vials of holy water.
I do have some. Why?
Oh, they might come in handy.
We are fighting potentially undead.
I
At
presume.
least one.
I presume the group returns.
Yeah.
Lonnie. Well, actually, I'm the only one.
Hey Tenta, do you still have those holy hand grenades? Or do we use them all already?
Pretty sure I used them all.
Okay.
You arrive.
It tells you how to make holy water.
You arrive at the Temple of the Sun. In his possession, Barkides has a large flask, a large glass flask of pure-looking water. He says, "Ah, I see that you are here. I have made this in the past night." And he offers a flask of holy water. That's the sound, by the way, that something makes when you throw holy water on them.
Down.
Yeah. Verdnos is here, and he has the jar of the holy oil.
So how does one make holy oil? I'm just curious.
And Barkides says
Squeeze the hell out of it.
it is a sacred technique of the first press.
For the bottle of holy water
Huh.
that he's giving us,
Wait, how many does he give us?
yeah. Like what's the quantity of it?
So he gives you a single holy water flask.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad we have our own.
And yeah, Verdnos already has a sealed jug of the oil.
Does what
Verdnos?
race does Verdnos look like?
He looks like
Is
a
he
human.
human?
Looks
Okay.
human.
And how equipped does he look?
Vernos looks like he is a regular guy. He's not wearing armor. He is wielding, or rather, he has like a metal club at his side that you could mistake for a scepter, but upon closer examination, it's clearly tough enough to be used as a weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, do you say or do anything further?
Vernos will be in your care.
He says,
Yeah.
"Of course. I will do everything in my power to ensure a safe trip."
Yeah. No reason to be cautious, or no reason for anything to go wrong, right?
Yeah, he's not a morning person. Let's get going.
Mhm.
And so Verdnos, he says, "I
Hey,
will
I am a
guide
mortal
you."
person.
And Barkidu says, "I shall pray. When you have consecrated the altar, I will know."
Is that
Remember,
something you can do too?
the
Can you just
pure,
tell when something's concentrated?
the pure light within you is the one that will guide you. And yeah, Verdnos offers to lead you towards the Undercroft. At around this juncture, assuming that Verdnos is the front line, and the area is
Wait.
about like.
Do we pass by this block?
Yeah, you do pass by it.
Mhm.
Zion's gonna walk a little heavier over the block.
Dunk. The
Nah.
the robot does a jump. Boop.
It does
Instead
not,
of a thunder gauntlet, it's like a thunder boost.
It is not yet
Thunder
ready.
boots. That's a good one.
How
Just to
subtle are you
make
being
sure.
about this? Are you like, dank, crunch, dank? He just like keeps walking like that? Or are you being a little more
how
subtle
some
than
does
that?
I want to be?
Nope. It's pretty obvious.
Okay, excuse me. It is actually so it's a 10-foot wide. So yeah, assuming this is like your entry funnel. This is Verdnos. Show me where everyone wants to be. All right.
So I'm gonna ask Lonnie for a vial of holy water.
All right, Lonnie, do you grant you grant 10 to a vial of holy water?
Why do you need this?
because I want to think of holy water on me.
Verdnos says, "I'm sure there will be no need for that. The dangers of the wards are more theological, metaphysical, and a broad scale. We don't have to have concern about any sort of confrontation."
Yeah. Can I have that holy water?
It'll make him feel safe.
Yeah, sure.
Who has the vial that they handed out?
Like you have my holy water that you took from me.
Oh, I don't. I only have 2 flasks. That was mine.
No, I thought I had some on me too. I could have sworn I had some in my inventory. Wait, didn't you take everything I left in the shack?
You approach a big
I was
stone
also-
door. He reaches, swings a circle inside of it by pressing it in, releases, and there's a as they pull apart. Darkness within. Are you guys leaving in the morning, by the way, or like is this? Did you wait for on midday? I think you guys said first thing in the
I think
morning.
First thing in the morning. I said first thing in the
We-
morning. If you guys wanted to leave there midday, sure.
Kibanzo doesn't have a strong
Sounds
preference.
like you guys didn't say you're waiting, so I think it's morning. You guys mentioned morning stuff, so. Alright. The darkness surrounds you and you descend.
It's dark in here. Where's my torch toe?
It's a dark and cold place. You enter the Undercroft.
Torch toe, where are you?
Oni would like to cast the detected an evil spell, she won't necessarily try to hide it.
When Vernos hears you whispering, he says, "It's not a good idea to be casting strange spells in this place. We don't know what reaction it could have."
Hey, she's a cleric. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Zion's gonna light the old battered lantern it found.
I presume Lonnie doesn't actually know of like any. Actually, I know this is a cleric spell. Like, I don't think she would, unless like there's a reason you think that she thinks that this is gonna do any harm. She'll still cast a spell.
5, 20, 30.
It's a 10-minute concentration, so she'll just keep it up as.
Sure. So you whip out and light your lantern. Did I have an item for your lantern or not? Forget.
Yeah, you did.
I'm wondering if I ever properly made it into a character. If so, that'll be a lot. Oh yes, I did. Fuck. Interestingly enough, though, it won't draw upon the. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then and then you go to this. Oh, what do you mean? God damn it. Okay, good. Selected file, done. Alright, and the lantern, she should be able to control. Should have resource vision and light radius dim out to 60, bright out to 30. I think that's how that works. I don't think they add them together, but in case they do, I'll check. Yeah, there's now light going, and let me just fix the map real quick. Make sure hopefully I didn't fuck up anything else like that. So yeah, you light a torch. Solani, you cast it. Detect good and evil. Get a distinct sense of desecration hanging around the air here. You feel as if though it may impact certain things, such as the powerful nature of this event. And yeah, you you light a lantern. Where are you shining it, Zion?
Nowhere in particular. Just hanging it on my belt.
In an attachment, like a toy,
Yeah,
where you can just like plug it in.
I think there was an attachment. I don't know where.
Really?
Said it was.
Sento.
Yes.
When Zion turns on the lanterns or shines it around, you do note that the light strikes this wall a little different.
Oh well, he's gonna look at that.
Alright, is Lumi actually like? Is like Lonnie off of Lumi?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, before we get too far into getting into trapped in an enclosed space with this stranger, Lonnie's just going to like, why did you? Do you really believe that there's no cause for concern on this trip?
Birdno says, well, in a broad scale, if we mess up, we'll be creating a lot of problems. But I don't think that we are at any risk of present personal harm, no.
Lonnie wants to insight this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy.
And yeah, you check, you see the throw of the dice, and you know what you realize. As you look into his eyes, in his pupils, you see one side 10, one side 30. It's the 10-minute break.
Is he okay? I don't think that's normal, right? Wait, does Lonnie think that's normal? What does the
Get
insight
'em,
say?
boys.
Alright, I'm gonna hop off Zoom real quick because I think it's fucky. So I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Gamers. I reset the file reward. More fire.
Gotta fix the cameras because Darren had to restart his Zoom.
Ah.
All right, back. 10:41. All right, we're going over. Hello, dreamers.
Hello.
How many of us are back? I'll take that as Darren is who's back.
I'm here too. And so is Kai.
Alright, the perfect alignment got thrown off because of the disk reconnect. I'll fix that. Are your issues fixed, by the way, Darren?
I think so.
Alright, nothing's messed up yet. That's good.
No, it just had like 2 instances of Zoom open. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Now I only have one instance.
All the technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. We call those Tuesday nights. Monday nights. I'm tired.
So are you good to go?
Oh, Yishin.
Yeah, I mean, we're good to go. We're good to go. Lonnie, you would just inside Verdnos, and you know, you can't quite get a read on him. You're in the dark. He's slightly illumined by the candlelight. Again, you see your dark vision on half of his face, and the lantern light on the other half of him. A black and white image in a full color, and just not sure what to think of either face.
Bonnie will just say then, like, just something doesn't feel right here. It just feels different from other ones I've been to.
He says, well, perhaps once we've deployed the holy oil. ...
Am I still touching the weirdly shadowed rock, whatever?
So it's a wall. It's the wall panel that Lumi is right next to, and is Lumi still standing there? Like, is it Lonnie dismounted, or is?
Oh no, Lonnie's gonna mount, so Lumi would be up here. I really wish that there was a better way to like.
There's got to be
Indicate.
There's got to be a fucking Foundry mount module, right?
I mean, like, I can like stack them, but like Lumi, it's a little hard because I use it to access the character sheet.
Oh, okay.
I guess I will have a mounted icon though.
So Tento, at a certain point when Zion is shining his lantern around this wall, it's almost like there's like a silvery light that reflects off of it, and you see it seems to be centered around this mosaic of like people stabbing towards a point, and there's a gorgon, and the gorgon's head is made up of like a tile-shaped diamond, and that's what was really like bright.
Ooh. Can I touch it?
Yeah, do you try and touch it gently or with force?
Gently.
Your finger touches it.
Now with force.
Rhythmus turns around, time to say, "What are you?" And a small, dusty vestibule opens, revealing a little less than 5 feet of space in a formerly hidden compartment behind the wall. And Verdno says, "What is that?"
Good question. Ten's gonna take what's in there.
And I insight if he seems genuinely surprised by this.
So, yeah, you could have insight. There's nothing in there like to take, but you do see that there is a stone button on the wall that you could try and touch. on the
Push
far
the
side.
button.
Scout, maybe we should
Push the
Are you
about the
fucking
rules.
kidding me? Streamlabs has crashed. One second.